Good morning to everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is our Get Started call with listings to leads. And so a lot of our new clients are here. I've asked everybody to let me know how long you've been with us, what your comfort level is with the system. And it's, so I definitely look forward to your feedback there. Listings to leads does a lot. And so it definitely is not surprising for that Lynn had said earlier before the call that it could be overwhelming. And that's because our system works with many social media platforms. It works with CRMs, multiple CRMs. We give you a lot of tools for online advertising. We give you a lot of tools for print advertising. We give you unlimited landing pages. We give you multiple ways of getting contact information for buyers and for sellers in just all kinds of avenues. And so if this is just like a one tool shop, well, that would be pretty easy, right? You just have it under your belt and you could forget about it. You can sort of manage it and forget about it. But there's a lot here. And I will tell you this, a lot of our clients who grow their business with our platform, they really get like, a half dozen to a dozen tools under their belt and they use them consistently. And when they do, their business grows. So you will not be able to figure out everything right away unless you're really investing in some time in our platform. You won't be able to see everything like in the first week. And actually, you shouldn't try to. You should really try to get a few of the tools into your quiver, using them consistently, and you'll start seeing results. And then you can start to take on other tools and get even more and more results. So I see some responses coming in here. Diana is saying, you've been in here for months now and you need to learn it all. Good morning, Victoria. So let's talk about how you learn. That's actually a big deal. I'm going to help you right off the bat. Obviously, live classes like this are helpful, but they don't often fit your schedule. And if you're a busy person, I'll tell you this page right here is awesome. Scott and I have been really focused on keeping this YouTube channel up to date. Every call that I do is on this page. Scott right now is doing a series on how to make $250,000 in real estate. And so you'll hear him talk a lot about what I am going to be talking about, but I think it's like a 9-class session. It's free to attend. You can see these ones right here in that top row. They've got 4 up there right now. So you can definitely learn from watching that. And there are 3 classes that I do that I want to kind of point out what they are. Top tools to get more listings. Okay. So if you want more listings, guess what? Watch that one, right? Get started, which is the class we're on today, but you can see it there. And then Facebook ads for buyers and sellers. Okay. So I'm going to touch on all of that today, but the details I'm always going over them in these 3 classes. And I want to point out one other thing here. On this row, there are 2 titles as the best way to get listings from Facebook and a new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook. These 2 over here, I do talk about a new way of using Facebook to get high quality listing leads. And I will touch on it a little bit today, but I can't go into complete detail because this is our get started class and I got to get you started first, right? So I'm going to send this to everybody on the call right now. And you should see now in your go-to meeting panel, maybe a little blinking orange something, right? I would recommend that you open that up and you get to this page and you save it. Now, for anybody watching the recording, you can just look for listings to leads on YouTube, get to our videos page, and you will be looking at the page that I've been talking about. Right now, there's also some, testimonials from other people as they do video reviews for us or about us. You can see that there as well. So that's a really good resource. Our mastermind group on Facebook is a private group. If you're not in this group, go to your support page in your account. I'll show you where that is in a minute. and ask them to get you in the mastermind group. I scan it every time I get on a call. And I'm going to point out to you that on Friday, we opened up our Google ads to a beta group. So if you're all trying to figure out what's going on, like I know some of you are new to us and trying to figure out what's what, it's hard to figure out what's what because we're adding new tools all the time. And one that we're really excited about is Google Ads platform. You're going to need a Google account. Those leads are going to cost more than Facebook, but some of those leads are really an awesome kind of lead. And I will tell you right now, one of the trending searches on Google is sell my home. And that's something that we can all sort of think of. It has nothing to do with listings to leads, except we are building an ad and a PDF report and landing page for you to use in conjunction with that search. Since we know it's trending and now you know it's trending, how do you take advantage of that? Right? How do you get in there? And what that really means to us and to me, and what it should mean to you, if that's a trending search, there's two things going on in the market that we should all be aware of. One, people are right now thinking about selling their home, right? Maybe they've seen stuff with interest rates and they hear prices are moving, whatever. And two, they don't seem to have a realtor in mind, right? And that's a big deal because you would think with all the advertising that realtors do and all of, all the national branding, you would think that the average person had a realtor in mind, but oddly enough, they don't. That's really where listings to leads can help you shine and help you get your name out there. So let's log into my account and let's talk about all the ways to use listings to leads. I did point out our YouTube channel and our mastermind group. And I did mention that if you're not in it, go to your support page, which is down at the bottom left, and just ask in this box, hey, please add me to the support team, or not, no, add me to the mastermind group, and they'll get you in there. I need another sip of coffee, people. I can feel it. So right here, when you sign up, we drop you right here. And this is, kind of a wizard to get you going. And I want to point out a couple of things. You're going to see connect to social media about 3 times. Please connect each time. It looks like the same process. And you might go, well, why am I doing it? But we actually have different software APIs from Facebook and they do different things. So the first time when I click to social media, this is where we turn on social media auto posting. And you can see I've got, you can connect to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Now, you may not know this, but if you're using Gmail, that means you have a YouTube channel just waiting for you on YouTube. I would honestly recommend that you you click your way through there, find it, put a little banner on it, put your picture on, title it, and then connect to YouTube so that when we're auto-generating virtual tours for every one of your listings, we're going to pop them up there and we're going to put them on your own YouTube channel. When you can speak to these 5 social media platforms to anybody who owns a home and say that I put your home there and I put landing pages behind it to capture contact information so I can follow up with them to sell your home at the right price. There are not many agents that can tell that story. You don't have to tell them that Listings to Leads is doing it for you automatically, but you should definitely be taking advantage of it and leveraging it in the listing presentation. The next one says connect your ad account. Let's just see if anything's changed here. So you can actually connect to your Facebook ad account. So the first thing it's going to ask you is what's your name? Is this you? And you got to click yes. I know that scares a lot of agents because they don't want it to go to their personal page, and it won't, because the very next page says, what business pages do you want? And then you can choose one or multiple business pages. So that connects Facebook ads. And then connect your, add listing. So in add a listing, there are 3 ways to add a listing. You can manually add one. And I definitely recommend that you are manually adding your sold listings if you want more listings. Okay. I'll talk briefly about that a little bit, but I did mention on this call, the top ways to get more listings definitely talks about sold listing advertising. You can also grab a listing. So sometimes your colleagues might have a listing and they're cool with you borrowing it to go get more buyers, that's when you want to use Grab Active Listing. You just need the zip code and the MLS ID for that property. And then if you've got your own listings, we can import them here. I'm going to click here and just see what happens there. So we need your MLS email, the email that you use in your MLS. And then you save, and we'll start auto sweeping your listings that go into your account. If you have listings and you go through the step and they don't get swept in, go to our support page and ask them to help you. They'll figure out what's going on. Once you set that up, it will sweep in your listings automatically going forward. Then we have this to connect your CRM. We have multiple APIs for CRM. And if we don't have your CRM in here, your CRM probably provides a unique email address for you. And that email address might be like your name at mycrm.com, whatever it is, right? And so if you're one of the bigger CRMs, we probably have your API. If not, they probably got a email forwarding address where we can send your leads there and they will scrape them on their platform and drop them in and turn on the automation in your CRM. If your CRM does not do that, I really recommend you get a new CRM. I'm not trying to be facetious, but automation is just going to help your life. So it's very rare that I hear a CRM is not giving people forwarding email address. And then the last thing here is activate text IVR. Now I've got mine activated, but what text IVR is it assigns a unique code, and you can tag that code or you can text that code. And when you do, we email you the phone number of the person texting. So text IVR can be really good. This is not the right tool showing it, but you can see here, most agents know this as, how do you say, sign writer. You put a sign writer, text this code to that one. I'll show you where the sign writers are in a bit, but that gets instant information to people. We have a system that does the recording automatically. So you don't even need to do a recording. It's just all automated. Okay. So let's talk about a couple of new things before we get into the real crux here, the real stuff. One, you can see there's two new green pill buttons there, right? Social and follow up. So let's go into social first and let's talk about it. So this is really social content. Okay. And what we're doing here is we're auto posting content to your platforms, to your social media platform. So when you come here, the first thing it's going to say is connect to your social media, right? Connect your business pages that you want us to post to your social media. The next thing I'll say is, what's the schedule? Now I publish on Fridays only, but the default is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can have it happen every day if you want, right? And I think you can even do like multiple times a day, right? And then the last thing it says is what topics. And you can see there are a lot of topics here: home design, kitchen design, living rooms, outdoor living, maintenance, just stuff that's real estate related. This is not huge in the lead capture area. Okay. It's just good content for your social media networks so that it looks like you're actually paying attention to it. Okay. One last thing over here, it says links in bio. Let me ask a question. Does anybody here, and just a quick yes or no answer in the GoToMeeting, does anybody here use Instagram? And just a yes or no there would help. If you do, you might know that there's not a whole lot of lead capture on Instagram, right? But you might notice that some people say, see link in bio, right? And so you might post something of a new home and you say, see link in bio, right? So this here is a link that you can embed in your Instagram profile. And you can see here, we'll have multiple PDF guides. Now I'll show you the PDF guides in a little bit, but you can choose the ones that you want. You can also say, schedule a meeting with me and put your little Calendly thing. You could also say, show my listing. So if you're marketing a listing on Instagram, you can say, hey, click on the link in my bio to see that listing. And that's going to drive them to tools that are mobile optimized and capture leads. So that's all in the social area over here. It's pretty new. I definitely recommend turning on that content for your social media platforms because it's colorful, it's well written, and it just takes care of that, so you don't have to keep putting new stuff there. Now, let me ask this question: is there anyone here who does not have a CRM? And I know that there might be some of you that have a CRM, but actually have not configured it and set it up. Is there anybody like that here? Because if there is, we have a follow-up system right here. And this is basically a drip campaign that is pre-written. So Diane, you kind of need this, it sounds like. Let me tell you how to turn it on. You see this, how this says off? You click this and you turn it on. Now, I'm going to turn it off because I don't need this to go out in Spanish. But there's a buyer follow-up program and there's a seller lead follow-up program. And we are getting great response from our clients, meaning agents like you who are saying, hey, we're getting an open rate of 30 to 45% on your messages that you're sending out. And secondly, we've got other clients saying, hey, your conversion is beating our conversion, and we're using companies like KV Core and other platforms. So our goal is to get people to talk to you, right? That's really what this is about. You may not know this. We've been doing this for 13 years. I don't think there's another company that can generate as many leads for their clients as us, especially at the cost. So we are kind of getting to that point where we definitely got the lead gen thing down. Let's help our clients convert it. And this is one of the new tools to help you convert leads. Okay. If you've got a wobbly or shaky CRM, if your phone is not ringing, you might want to try this out for maybe the rest of the year and see what happens if you're capturing leads. I will say this: if you are capturing leads and you are not following up with a long-term plan, you might as well stop capturing leads because you're just wasting time and probably money. Okay. So the two major areas where we really live in listings to leads is the listings page. The other one is the ads page. And the last one is the landing page area, but we won't need to spend too much time there. But listings and ads, this is really where it's at. So I mentioned earlier that if you don't have your own listing, you can grab a listing here. You'll need the zip code and MLS ID. That'll pull it in with the photos. And even if you have your own listing and it's not sweeping automatically, you can just pull it in that way. And then you can manually add a listing. And a lot of people want to do this for like a listing presentation. A lot of people want to do this if they're borrowing a listing and holding an open house, then they can do it that way. Or they might be working with a FISBO and they want to kind of get that in there and kind of show them, some tools that they can provide. All that is, let's see, I'm going to go over here and edit this property. I'm going to edit it into an open house. And if your open house data is not flowing into our system automatically, I highly recommend that you add it manually, just like I'm doing now. Because our open house tools, we've had clients who use our open house marketing tools. If they're doing it early, like, 4, 5, 6 days in advance, instead of 24 hours in advance, they end up with multiple, dozens and dozens of leads, not only buyer leads, but seller leads. So once you save that, we connect you right here. The first thing we drop you on is a Facebook ad. Okay. And it says open house in Berkeley. To create an ad on Facebook, all you need to do is click this one button. It says create ad, and boom, you've done it. It'll be a $35 ad. It'll run for 7 days. That's the default. So if your open house is ending in 5 days, just change that to a short time frame. Okay. Like that. You do need a $5 minimum per day. Your maximum budget is $35. Now, we are sweeping this content over here on the right automatically, right? But sometimes there's something that we don't know that that might be a real selling point, like great schools, right? Something like that. Just click it in there and type it before you create the ad, and that will go out. Now, let me ask, has everybody here, in a yes or no, I don't need to know yeses as much is there anyone here that has not written a Facebook ad? So just a no if you've never made a Facebook ad and a yes if you've made a Facebook ad. And also, if you're going to answer that question, have you had success with that? Because there are a lot of people who have tried to run ads on Facebook and have met a wall, have got like no results. And it makes them crazy because they hear people saying, oh, Facebook is so awesome. And you can't blame yourself for that, guys, because Facebook changes their platform at least every week, like sometimes every few days. So if you go on Facebook and try to do something, it's going to be different when you go back a week later. And I have been training on Facebook advertising since I've been training agents like you since Facebook had an advertising platform. Like we have been around longer than Facebook advertising. And I've seen it change so many times. It's still changing. It's horrible. It's just horrible. However, it's powerful. And there's a lot you can learn about it. And that's why I'm going to take us back to my fancy YouTube channel and tell you to learn about Facebook ads. And definitely learn that when I was talking about the best way to get listings and the new strategy to get listings from Facebook, this will teach you a lot about Facebook. And while we're excited about adding Google to our platform, I got to tell you, of all the social media platforms out there, Facebook is the number one for lead gen. Okay. I know a lot of people are talking about TikTok. People have talked a lot about Instagram. You know what they used to talk about just a couple of years ago? Snapchat. Do you hear anybody talking about Snapchat anymore? I don't. And I could tell you why. It's because these platforms do not lend themselves to capturing leads. They don't make it easy. So people are doing stuff and some of them are getting business, but it's not that easy. Whereas Facebook makes it incredibly easy. We have Facebook software here, right? What you're looking at is listings to leads, but we have embedded Facebook software and we have turned creating an ad into one click. If you do it on Facebook, there's about 3 pages and about 10 to 12 clicks to have a successful ad. No more. If you're in real estate, you need to be running ads to our platform. We make it really, really easy. Now over here, we got Google ads. I actually need to do a video because I don't have a Google ad account. And I don't know if you can see, it says something went wrong here. And so that's kind of lame on our side. We should tell you, go create a Google ad account. I'll show you where it starts again. This section here is social media posts. Now, when we started talking earlier, remember I walked you through the get started wizard and I said, you got to connect your social media. Here are the ones that I have connected. If I click on Facebook here, it takes me to the automated post. If there's nothing at all that you do, if you can't learn our system, at least turn on social media auto posting. Because every time your listing hits or it changes status, it's going to look like this. What we're looking at is an automated free post. It's got hashtags, it's got emojis, it's got nice photos. And when you click on it, it takes them to a listing landing page that we automatically created for you. Now, I mentioned the text IVR on setup, and you can see here, it's automatically embedded. So if somebody is looking at this on a phone, well, they can text that number to that one. They're going to get a mobile optimized single property website, and you are going to get the address of the home along with their phone number. So you know what they're looking at. And that's a great reason for you to start texting and not calling, just text them until they're comfortable talking to you. Now, here's a good question from Karen. When we do our first ad, does the system ask for a credit card? Yes, it's going to tell you, if you try to run an ad, it's going to tell you, you don't have a payment system. You don't have a credit card in your account. But I will take you over to, let me see if I can get to our business page. So this is what we're looking at right now is our mastermind group. That's a private group, but I'm going to take you to our public facing business page. Okay. And all of you probably have a page like this. And you'll notice that when you log in, it's going to tell you to boost a post. If you got anything, it's going to say, hey, do you want to boost it? And if you don't have a credit card, Karen, it's going to prompt you right away to put a credit card in to pay for that boost. So I would recommend that that's the fastest way to get there, because getting your credit card in Facebook is not that easy. I do want to say this: boosting is easy, but if you don't know, you can waste your money on boosting. Okay. I can just tell you that, especially if you're looking for listing leads, you are going to waste your money boosting. There's no, it's almost impossible to get there, right? Like the way it's configured with boosting, it doesn't give you a lot of options, and that's why it can be problematic. Okay. So I don't recommend boosting, but I do recommend it if you're trying to get your credit card in there, because that's the easiest way. If you don't have a credit card, it's going to say, hey, where's your credit card? And then boom, you're ready. Then you can go back to listings to leads, and you can, let's see here. Oh, what? Gabe is getting in the military. Okay. I want to explain a little bit about Facebook ads. So this is a post. It's not an ad. I should have mentioned this when we were talking about ads. Your Facebook ads, where do they go? They go right here. It's the second post whenever anybody goes to Facebook. Okay. The first post they see, whether they're on their phone or like I am right now on my desktop, you're going to see something from one of your friends, right? That makes sense. But the second post here, I've got a sponsored ad from Ford, right? And you see it says shop now. That's going to look like this. Let's go back to Facebook ads. It's going to say learn more. Okay. And when it says learn more, they Facebook pre-populates this little window over here that says, do you want that information? And it says name, phone number, and email. It's pre-populated by their profile. That's why the Facebook ads in our system are so effective. It's called lead forms. And when you're asking for a lead, let me just show you how this page works. If I click on this, we have automatically grabbed the name and email of the person who clicked that, and we drop them on the single property website. So they got all the information. You got their name and email address, but we don't have their phone number. Okay. And that's kind of a problem. If you run an ad and they click on learn more, a little window pops up with their name, email, and phone number pre-populated from Facebook profile, and that we deliver to you automatically. So running an ad is going to get you phone numbers. Social media free posts is going to get you name and email. Okay. Now we also have tools for the seller social media. Really read these tools. We email them to you automatically, and you want to use them. If you like referrals, you want to use these. If you want clients who are friends and family of your current clients, you want to use this tool. There's an e-flyer also for the homeowner, but the number one tool here for getting more listings is this tool called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. Now, remember, I mentioned on the YouTube channel that I do a class that is the top ways to get more listings, right? The top tools. This tool is the number one tool. It does not generate 50 or 100 leads at a time. It generates 5 or 10. But these leads convert the fastest in the business. So if you want listing contracts, you really need to figure out how you're going to use this. And I'm going to point out, one, you really should, if you're into getting more listings, I'm going to give you some names. If you're going to write anything down, I would write down these names. Now, when you get to our mastermind group, you will find, let's see here. I got to move some stuff. A little magnifying glass on the right. And you can search these 3 names. And I recommend you search all 3 of them: Chris Winstead, Dustin Fox, and Alicia Pless. Now I'm going to click on Chris and I'll explain it to you. And this is only for people who want listings, because what I'm talking about is the top tool to get listing leads that turn into listing content. Now, Chris, this story behind this video is that this guy just moved into San Antonio, Texas with his wife and kids, had no name recognition, and comes in our mastermind group and says, "Hey, I got 5 listings in 3 months." And that was awesome, right? Oh, Lord. Sorry. Hey, what's this? How do we get here? Sorry. Sorry. I think we were at a conference and I don't know what happened. Anyway, this is how he got it. He says, "I send out letters every other week to neighbors who have owned their own homes for 5 years or more." He's talking about this letter here. Now, he was new to the office, so he didn't have his own listings. He borrowed listings from his colleagues in his office and got this letter out every 2 weeks. Okay. He mailed it to people who own their homes for 5 years or more. So he bought that list from a company called Remind, right? And once they opt in on the specific property valuation page, I consistently contact them every week with phone calls, letters left via mail, and letters left at the door. So you can see that there's some work here, but honestly, I don't know of a better recipe for getting more listings. So if you're into getting more listings, I would check this out. And I'll point it out. That was a couple summers ago. Chris is now, well, he became the top listing agent in that office, I think even in San Antonio, and then flung around and created his own office. And now he's got his own tutorials on episode number 1 is how I use the nearby homeowner letter and how I customize it to get better results. If you want to get more listings, I really recommend you keep an eye on Chris Winstead. And if you live in San Antonio, you might want to go have lunch with that guy. Let's see. And then I also mentioned Alicia Pless and Dustin Fox. So I'm not going to go further on this. If you want more listings, you need to get into that tool. If you are thinking about video, and if you're thinking about social media, there are a bunch of people raise their hand when I ask a question about Instagram. You may know that video is favored by the largest social media platforms right now, right? Instagram has Reels, TikTok is built on video, and even Facebook has stories. So the thing is, and I can tell you, this is an area that does not make people feel comfortable, right? Meaning it's not going to make people like you, realtors, comfortable because most of you are not happy yapping on a phone and uploading a video to social media. It's kind of like not in our wheelhouse. Right here, though, you can download this or you can look at it right here. We give you a script, okay? And that script is specifically about that home, gives you a few things to say, and you're not making a 1-hour video, right? You're making something that lasts 30 seconds, something like that. So that's a short script. And if you got one of those fancy smartphones from Apple or, like the Android platform, they all have the ability for you to take a video and upload it to all your favorite social media platforms. So I would definitely use that. Okay. Now we also create some of the basic tools like single property websites and virtual tours. Definitely recommend you using that. We have open house sign-in forms that are mobile optimized. You can use them on laptops and stuff. We have postcards and door hangers. On one side, it says, "Hey, we got an open house." On the back side, it says that's going to affect your home value. And I really want you to think about this because the thing about print is a lot of realtors, depending on how long you've been in the business, a lot of realtors know you've got to use print. Well, why do they know that? And that I can tell you, it's because print has been around longer than the internet. All right. And so we learned that in the very beginning. The problem with print for I'd say 99% of realtors is if you ask them, what is your ROI on that? Their eyes just roll right up into the back of their head because they have no concept. They have no idea of their ROI. It's all a branding exercise. Well, our clients know that there are call to actions like that when that home is sold, it's going to affect your home value. Go here, take this postcard in your own house, go to this web address and go find out your free home value. Now we're talking ROI because now you've got contact information of people that you've mailed to that are interested in selling their home. They're interested in their home's value. So you got the ability to build a database. If you're doing anything in print, anything, come look at what we're doing. You want to integrate what we're doing with your print strategies. We also have sign writers. These are kind of simple designs. You'll notice that we incorporate our text and then we also incorporate QR codes. And I know QR codes are a little more popular with realtors right now, but I want to really explain something that is important. If somebody texts one number to the next one, we immediately send their phone number to you. So you got to lead with a phone number and you know what property they're looking at. So you can start texting and getting stuff going. If somebody scans something with a QR code, we don't know what happened. We don't know what phone did it. What we do is we send them to a mobile optimized single property website like this. And here, there are multiple call to actions, right? Something's going to pop up and they can fill out a form. But I just want you to know that if you text a number to another number, we have their phone number and you should be able to act and respond with that. Now down here, we got blog posts. If you're a blogger, I would be using our posts because there are multiple call to actions. Again, to capture leads, you just copy and paste them. If you use Craigslist, yeah, we got you covered there too. Okay. So that's the listing side. Let us talk about the ad side and let's take a break. Let me ask a question because we got about 20 minutes left. Any questions here on what we talked about so far? I'm going to go over to ads and have a sip of coffee while I wait for that. So I don't say anything. So when you come to ads on the ads page, it won't look like this. How will I do? Okay. So Victoria's got a good question. Once I got a lead, how will I do follow-up? Well, that's an interesting question, Victoria. I don't know if you got here late, but one of the first things I said on setup is you connect your CRM. Do you have a CRM, Victoria? I've showed all the APIs for a CRM, right? And I also mentioned that if you don't see your CRM on this list, you can use the email address that your CRM gives you. That's the first kind of follow-up. And let me say this to everybody. Oh, it did not capture Alicia, Dustin or Alicia's last name. Oh, okay. Victoria, are you understand? Am I answering your question? I'm going to continue on. I'm going to answer Sherry's. Dustin Fox. Now, this is what you want to do, guys. If you want more listings, I want you to look at Chris Winstead, Dustin Fox, and Alicia Pless. So Victoria's got Wise Agent. And guess what, Victoria? We've got a Wise Agent API right here. So go connect that. And for all of you, I want to tell you this, and this is really, really important. CRMs are great with drip campaigns. Victoria, I use Wise Agent, and I have set up many CRMs in my, career, in my professional career. Wise Agent was the easiest. And boy, I definitely like easy. But for everybody on this call, if you want to convert leads and you're using our system, and I had mentioned to you that we're getting name, email, and phone number, you want to incorporate texting these people at least once or twice a week if you got their phone number. Let the drip campaign do its work. But if you're not texting them until they're comfortable to talk to you, these drip campaigns on all these systems here, they are not, really changing the scope of your business. Real teams have real people dedicated to this. And I know that the average realtor thinks that if somebody doesn't respond when I call them in 24 hours from capturing that lead, that's a crap lead. That is a bad mindset to have. You guys know you live in the real world too. I'm sure if you fill out a form online and some random person calls you, you're not just telling them everything about your life. You need to text these people, let them know you're busy, that you're working, but that you want to take out 5 minutes to make sure that they have their needs met. Do this once or twice a week with all your leads, and you will start to see that your drip campaigns and those texts get them to where they're comfortable taking a phone call with you. And that's when you start, get closing the meeting and the contract, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So let's get back to ads because we've got about 15 minutes and there's a lot in the ad section. So there's a couple things I would tell you. When you come here the first time, it's going to give you two big buttons. One is going to say connect to Facebook and the other is going to say connect to Google. Now this week, I'm going to make a Google video because I don't have a Google ads. I've never written an ad on Google. So, I can imagine that being kind of scary. So I'm going to do that today and I'll probably get it in the mastermind group or something, right? I won't do it today. I'll have it done this week though. Now, once you connect to Facebook, you can create a listing ad, a landing page ad, and a PDF guide ad. Now I'm going to go to listing ads and all of my listings are here. Now I showed you how to create that open house ad earlier. I'm going to show you what happens when I market a home that's sold. We'll leave it on lead ads, and lead ads means we get pre-populated name, email, and phone number. And I'm going to click create an ad. Now the whole ad is pre-written. All I got to do is click publish. It's already got the city. It's got a radius. I can expand the radiuses if I want. I can increase the budget if I want. I can decrease it a little bit, but not too much. And then I can retarget. I'm not going to get into retargeting, but it is super powerful. And I'm going to remind you a little bit later about retargeting. But that's how you create an ad for sold. And you can see here, it's offering a home value. It's saying this home is sold. That's going to affect your home value. Click here or text there to get your free home value. So that's what sold ads are about. You can also create PDF guide ads. And I want to really stress that this is really an important area. We have over 80 PDF guides, over 40 for buyers and over 40 for sellers. And if you want, there's always a little circle. You can download it and you're going to see that you, the realtor, are branded on every page of these things. So if you want to really set yourself up as a real estate resource, you should really be running a PDF guide, once a week, assuming your budget allows that, because there are all kinds of topics, right? Dangers of overpricing. That's going to be a big issue right now, right? 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. Divorce and real estate. I'm pretty sure this divorce is happening. I mean, divorce is just a reality of marriage. The average marriage, I think, in the United States is 8 years now. And the average time of a homeowner in a home is 7 years. It's 7 or 8 years. They're like almost parallel, right? But there's all kinds of topics here. And I'm pretty sure that the people in your market have questions about these topics. Use the ones that you want to use. And then there's the landing page section. So I'm going to take you here and I'm going to show you this one, because this landing page is created automatically. And I want to warn you that this kind of ad, even if running it in our system, can get you 0 results. This is probably the number one ad that people want to run and they don't really understand how to do it correctly. Okay. And the first thing I can tell you is that it's generic, not talking about a specific area. That's the first reason why that's not going to work for you. Now, this is a good time for us to talk about that old YouTube channel. And you remember how I said that there's a video here that says the best way to get listings from Facebook, and the new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook is 2 months ago. Okay. If you want listing leads from Facebook and high quality ones, go watch those 2 videos. I'm going to back up and I'm going to show you that you want to have a landing page created for every one of your farm markets. I have a farm market near me. It's the adjacent town called Pleasant Hill. Yeah, sorry. Pleasant Hill. Create an ad. This is better. I'm going to just say this is better than doing an area where you're not even talking about, where you're not even mentioning an area. Because at least Pleasant Hill, somebody's going to go, oh, I know Pleasant Hill. I live in Pleasant Hill. But here's the problem with these kinds of home value apps in California. And it starts off right up front. The minimum radius is 15 miles. Okay. Now, I don't know where you live. Some of you might live in farm area, rural area. And that kind of radius can work, right? But if you're in a more congested area, like where I am, let me show you very easily why it doesn't. I don't know if you can see it, but in this map is a little white area in the center. That is the town of Pleasant Hill. 33,000 people live in that town. It's only about 5 miles from north to south and about 3 miles from east to west. A lot of beautiful homes, great area. But you see how far this map, I'm zooming out on it now. This is a 15-mile radius. So if I've got an ad and I'm overshooting all over the place, the ad's not working very well. Because if somebody clicks on it over here, they're going to chew up my money. All right. They're going to chew up part of my ad spend. So I'm not getting good quality leads at all. And that's why you need to watch these two calls about the best way to get listings from Facebook and the new strategy to get high quality listings, because it's going to allow you to target the exact people that you want. And then this ad is incredibly powerful. So that's kind of my story there. Let's go over here to the landing page section and let's talk about landing page. Now, whenever you sign up, you always get 3 landing pages right out of the bat: free home value, down payment assistance, and new construction. And you can go run ads on it, just like we just did on the ad section, right? But you should all have multiple home value pages if you want more listings in that area. Okay. So I've got one here. They're called Property Valuation Plus. I'm going to click on view. This is for Brookhaven. Brookhaven is a golf course community. And so you can see that you can even snap in your own YouTube video, right? You could record your own YouTube video on your phone if you wanted to, and then snap it in here and it would be right there, right? But I have landing pages for this one here is for Release Valley. Release Valley is in my name. It's in my town where I live, right? It's a super nice part of town. There's one street that you can drive in to get to it, right, from downtown. And on the corner of that street is the Release Valley Swim Club. So it's good to have a kind of page here, a photo that tells people, I know your area, right? You want a landmark or something that's going to make people feel comfortable. And up here, I'm going to click Create Landing Page. These are called Property Valuation Plus landing pages. And all you do is you type in the name of a town and click Create a Landing Page. And that's going to create a generic one that's going to look kind of like this. And generic doesn't work well. So the first thing we drop you on is change that background picture, right? But because we're going to drop you on the editor and it's going to say, change that background picture, upload an image here. And I'll just show you what, to kind of drive this home for you. Summit, that's right. Summit, New Jersey, Summit. So you may not know this, but we have office and team accounts. They are discounted accounts, right? And that's kind of what I do. I do partnerships and biz dev, and I set up offices around the country. And I do calls like this to get those clients off the ground, right? And I remember setting up Coldwell Banker in Summit, New Jersey, and they came back and said, wow, man, we're getting all kinds of leads. But what's wild is the number one landing page is the one with Summit Diner in the background. Okay. And that makes sense to me. Summit, New Jersey has 23,000 people. All right. And you want people to know that Summit, New Jersey. And this old thing, you get your greasy breakfast on the weekends and you get coffee and all that. Like if you know Summit Diner, you know Summit, New Jersey. And that's what you want to be thinking of when you're creating a landing page because they don't know you, right? They don't know who you are at all. And you want to let them know, I know your neighborhood, right? Then they're going to respond to that ad a lot more effectively. So guys, that's kind of the story. Please don't forget about the YouTube channel I've been mentioning. Lean on our support team. They're awesome. Get in our mastermind group and let me know, are there any questions right now for you? I see some. So let's take questions and then we'll wrap it up from here. You are welcome, Lynn. I hope this helped you. Yeah, I hope this helped everybody. Get on the, we also, I will point out, if you like, if your schedule allows, I think it's actually leadgenwebinars.com. leadgenwebinars.com. Here's where you can sign up for our live classes. If you don't want to watch the recording, because a live one is where you can ask the questions like we are today. So I'll send this to all of you right now. But if you're watching this on a recording, just go to leadgenwebinars.com and you can sign up for our free classes, right? And I mentioned that one that Scott's doing of how to make $250,000 in real estate. That's going to be useful too. I recommend that you check that out. So I don't see any other questions. Thanks everybody for joining me today. This call is being recorded. There is no link to the mastermind group, Karen. I've mentioned it a couple times that you need to use the support page in your account. It's a private group, so you actually can't find it unless you're in it, okay? So go to your profile, tell them, please add me, not the profile, I'm sorry, go to the support page and tell them, please add me to the mastermind group and they'll get you in and then you'll be able to see it. You won't be able to find it until then. What are the 2 Facebook lead gen videos to watch? They are here. So on this page, you want to look for this one. There 2 months ago, it says the best way to get listings from Facebook and the new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook. I'm basically talking about the same thing. And I kind of do it in the beginning of the call. So you don't have to watch the whole thing, but one of the top tools to get more listings. I think everybody here probably their business would benefit from more listings. So I would definitely watch that whole thing anyway. You are welcome, Cherie. Any other questions? Well, I am going to jump off. Thanks for joining me today. This call will be cleaned up and added to this page tomorrow. It will be live tomorrow. We'll also have it in the mastermind. So everybody take care. Let us know how we can help you. So our team's always here. And definitely share your feedback in the mastermind group. We would love to know what's working and what's not working for you. And I think all of our clients learned from that. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, everybody, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.